Hmm. Hopefully, there's a way I can actually help them build the main reactor. I know how to. Oh,
Well, it's another core reactor. You didn't know what another core reactor was. It's
I
very like the nether core reactors are very finicky. If like we get
I,
what if I get like one block wrong,
I do
they
know where
the
they are.
well they are still pretty the ones that we have to the ones that I have to build it's extremely finicky. They're a completely different model from like the your standard nether core reactor.
Give an example like of how delicate this is and how like what
If
is it
I were
similar?
to if I were to drop it, it could explode and it could just it could just make something non-existent.
I have a question. Is it similar to any other reactor? Is it
These
similar?
reactors are like very unique to only a specific world in a specific time. There is no way that no someone else would have ever like know the technology of this said reactor.
Except
That's
for
how unique they were.
except for you.
There was only ever four created of these reactors. And currently two one had been destroyed, one seals the unknown
Wait,
god entity,
wait,
and the other two are located within Soleus, but the transportation into this world, because it's not compatible with this world, it can't
wait.
physically come into this world.
So in reactor, because I might know, because I know a lot of reactors. I've been in many universes, as I told you.
I know, but this reactor, you might heard stories of it, but
No,
the
I've seen. Okay, what?
there
What
have only ever been four of these created in the entirety of the universe.
gave me a name of them? Because I might know it. I've because the
They are
one you're
called
talking.
reactor.
Oh, it's a secret type of language, isn't it?
It's a form of old fallen. It's not per se, you're not going to be your suit, it's not going to be able to translate it.
Well, actually, I can translate it from not for my suit, but I would have to. Well, I would have to get my ancient ship that can read any language, even new ones. Because this thing has.
This language predates all languages.
Yes, same with my ship. It predates to like one of the first things ever built. It has every sort of alien language, everything, mate.
I don't think you know how old this language is. It is said to have been used
I
by the great, like some ancient, some unknown entity at like the very. And now I'm not doubting your ship is ancient or anything like that, but I do not
trust
think it was at the beginning of time itself.
it.
At the
It was. I.
when the very essence of the start of chaotic energy started.
It was. This thing was made when the universe was first made as well. It was. It was made by like ancient architects. Like I don't. I don't know how much of sense this would make sense to you because I. This is something new.
The dimension
But
that I came from is connected to a larger universe, let's say. And I
yes,
know that there are ancient architects that came before the the event. I will describe it as. I can't really describe it as like if I were to try to describe it as the dawn of time, your ears might start bleeding. Um, come here.
uh, actually, my ears wouldn't. I mean, technically, it
This
wouldn't.
not this kind of not here. Let's take off our hats.
Uh,
This kind of knowledge, it's it's ancient. It's not your typical ancient like where your are you listening? You're not looking at me. Look at me. Take off your helmet and look at me. This this technology, it's there was no technology back then. No translator will be able, well, it could try to translate it, but you would ultimately destroy your ship.
it
You would
wouldn't.
only get one word. One singular word. How chaos and there's a special language, different English, which it is the rawest form of. It is a 3D language. One singular strand of it can mean hundreds upon trillions of different meanings. For example, let's say T. Let's say the top part meant life, death, or something else. A singular word can be an entire sentence or something. It could be an entire 300-page book. This language is so complex that no computer has ever been they could translate it. Yes, sure. However, it would not be able to translate it correctly. It would sound like gibberish. And it would immediately start destroying itself. No AI can really handle the language because of how knowledgeable it can be, or think of it kind of as a logic bomb for technology wise. For when this language was created, from when chaos energy, the universe was still empty. There was nothing there. They just the things that it came from at the very start just added the molecules. Then beings got created from that and started creating universes and stuff, different realms that would dictate, okay, there's this many gods, maybe there's one god in this realm. And eventually it created different universes, alternate dimensions. That's the universe I came from. Now this universe, it has its own realms and stuff like that. It has its own gods, and I'm sure yours has its own gods and deities. Differing realms and different beginning of arcs of time. And different like the very start of their universe. Because when a new realm is created, there is nothing. It'd be like if you were creating a new galaxy, essentially. Like creating your own universe. Think of the realms as like miniature. Think of like maybe bottles. Or maybe, yeah, here we'll use these torches. So universe can exist upon next to each other like this. However, let's say there's no universe here. A being could just simply create a universe if it's powerful enough. But it's still separate. However, this gap that's between the torches, let's say it's like a wall, an immovable, somewhat, it's void, and that's where the void kind of exists. I can travel between that.
I'm gonna smack you with a fishing. I need to tell you something. So, you know that translation thingy you were talking about? There is a way I can do it, but it might require. I'll protect you. It might require probably somebody to go risk their life. Yeah, that.
If you were to ever make something like that would translate that language, this world will be doomed. There will not only be one species, one existence coming after this universe.
No,
Physically, chaos energy will physically come here and try to destroy this universe, and there will be nothing you will be able to do to stop it. Chaos energy is a living, breathing entity. It is everywhere and nowhere at the exact same time.
Oh,
You will be dooming this universe if you ever.
What I'm saying is, there's the reason why I'm saying I can counter that. It requires a human sacrifice. There is one way the
Chaos is in every living being, in every single existence. The entity that we are building the reactor to do is a completely different. Chaos energy is a completely on a different level. It is on the you're not only putting this universe in risk, you're putting your own universe in risk of being annihilated. If you cut off the contact of chaos energy to this world, yes, it is possible. However, it comes at a great cost. There would be no positive chaos energy flowing into this world. There would just be negative, and it would be building up over time until it finally explodes.
Let me speak for a second. There is one way to repel chaotic energy, but you can't obtain it in those in this world. There's only one specific world you can obtain it, but
We are
I
thinking of
can't.
different chaos energy.
There is one way, dude. You don't know it yet, though.
If you are talking about Doom chaos energy, this chaos energy is completely different from that. This
I'm
chaos
trying to find.
energy has its own laws, its own dictates. Everything in this universe is dictated somehow by it.
That's what it wants you to believe.
This has been proven from time and time again. Even in the void, chaos energy is... We would need it to even survive there. It allows for not only resource manipulation to make more resources out of organic byproducts or organics. It allows us to make more material, essentially adding different elementals. Not only does it allow for the creation of the universe to be infinite, may I add, and allow the existence of new realms. If you go through with this, you would be this is the if you do this to this world, there's no turning back. This world's already lost.
Listen, I know this wouldn't make sense to you, but what if I told you I've been through this before?
You've doomed a world to this? That world is
Yeah.
probably no longer around.
Listen, it was when I killed the fucking demon, the Lord of Hell himself. Doomed the whole Earth, the universe. But
No wonder your planet exploded. You messed with chaotic energy, and with every reaction, there is a consequence.
Actually, no, it wasn't even my fault, anyways. The demon of hell, basically, what he did, he was able to control chaotic energy, and he basically doomed it himself, technically.
As a soul lord, I can make chaos, I can make a chaos energy shield and sword if I wanted to. But I'm not doing that in this world. The more chaos energy you try to manipulate in this world, the more it's going to affect the environment.
I know, but
and not in a good way. This world is very unstable. So if you were to mess with chaos energy in any format,
let's say I've already been in this universe before. How would that make you feel if I said that?
Already been in... What do you mean by that?
Well, I've been through many universes, like I said. How I know about accidental time travel, you probably never knew. I'm not saying I've used it before, because if I were to use it, the molecules in the DNA in my body would burst and probably kill me if I didn't go through safety precautions. But it is possible for me to time travel. I'm not doing it because my DNA could get messed up and I would die, basically. That's what I'm saying. But
You know, if you were to go down this, I'm going to forewarn you. If you were to go down... Oh, no, actually, I'll let you finish speaking.
What?
You can just continue. Continue what you were saying.
Anyways, if I were to go and use my time travel, I have a way to time travel, but basically I would die because the molecules in my DNA would be basically messed up because of basically what's your
Lady Time really hates time travelers, so I would suggest you not like scream out that you are a time traveler. Because she will send time creatures after you. I believe there's currently a time war happening in the space between time and space, so...